All right, so coffee lovers, get ready because today we're diving deep into something that's got everyone talking.
It really has, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's this new brewer.
Simplify the Brewer.
Yeah, that's the one. And it promises to make hand brewing, like, ridiculously easy.
Ridiculously easy.
Yeah, but, like, without compromising on that quality that we all crave,
Exactly.
Now I know what you might be thinking.
Another coffee gadget.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how many more do we really need?
Right.
But trust me on this one.
I think this one's actually pretty different.
Yeah, it really is. And, one of the things that really caught my eye is that it's the brainchild of Mr. Ryo John Ito.
Oh, from Bathtub Coffee?
Yeah, Bathtub Coffee in Japan.
Yeah.
And, like, they've been making waves in the coffee scene over there for a while now.
They really have, yeah.
And you know what else is interesting? Since 2024, Highlander Coffee here in Singapore, they've been the exclusive distributor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that tells me they see something really special in this brewer.
Yeah, Highlander Coffee, they don't just pick up any product.
No, that they're very selective.
Very, very selective. So there must be something pretty unique about Simplify.
Right. Like maybe they know something we don't yet.
Well, maybe we can figure that out today.
Okay, let's unpack.
Let's unpack it. I think to understand the appeal of Simplify, we should first acknowledge
Oh, yeah, totally.
this shared experience that many coffee lovers have.
The struggle.
Yes, the struggle. Think about those times you're wrestling with your Chemex.
Oh, the Chemex or the V60?
Well, the V60, yeah. Trying to nail that perfect bloom.
The pouring, the swirling, the timing.
Yes, pouring at just the right pace.
Oh, it can feel like a science experiment.
It really can. And sometimes, more often than not,
It goes wrong.
it goes terribly wrong.
Yes.
And you're left with this,
This, muddy, bitter.
yeah, or just weak and flavorless.
Yeah, it's just so frustrating.
It is. It is. And that's precisely where I think Simplify comes in.
Oh, tell me more.
Okay, so their big promise is this idea of a one-step power pour.
One-step power pour.
Yeah, so basically you just spend 30 seconds actively brewing.
Wait, 30 seconds.
50 seconds.
That's it.
That's it.
And that's it.
I mean, come on, that sounds
Too good to be true, right?
too good to be true. I spend longer than that just choosing which beans I want to use.
Right, but that's their claim. 30 seconds and you're done.
Okay, so how does that even work? Is there some secret coffee magic happening here?
No, it's not magic.
Okay, good, yeah.
It's actually really clever engineering. So what they've done is they've reduced the contact area
Oh, okay.
between the filter and the brewing chamber.
I see.
And that creates this optimal flow rate that, all the coffee geeks talk about.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about flow rate. So is that the key to making it so fast?
It's definitely a part of it. They also have this larger flow-through hole.
Larger flow through hole. Okay, what does that do?
So basically, the larger hole allows the water to saturate the coffee grounds.
Okay. Much more evenly. So you're not going to get any of those dry clumps or channeling.
No, so it's all about that even extraction.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's not just about speed then. It's about getting the most flavor out of those beans, right?
Exactly. The design is all about maximizing what's called extraction yield.
Extraction yield, okay.
Yeah, so it's about getting the perfect balance of all those compounds that make your coffee taste amazing.
So basically the science of deliciousness.
You got it, the science of deliciousness. But there's another really crucial element to all of this.
Ooh, let me guess. Is it temperature?
You got it. Temperature is key.
Yeah, I've definitely learned that the hard way.
Oh, yeah.
Inconsistent temperature, it can just ruin a good brew.
Absolutely. And, Simplify, they really address this head on. They have this pseudo double wall design.
Pseudo double wall. Okay, break that down for me.
Okay, so imagine two walls with a small air gap in between.
Okay, yeah.
And that acts like insulation, right? It keeps the brewing temperature nice and stable.
Makes sense. So like a thermos, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. And to make it even better, they use this material called Triton.
Triton.
Yeah.
Now, that sounds familiar. Isn't that what some of those fancy water bottles are made of?
You got it. It's this super durable, BPA-free plastic that's also known for its excellent thermal properties.
So we're talking tough and temperature stable.
Exactly.
All right, Simplify, I'm impressed. So with this brewer, you're saying I don't have to stress about the water cooling down too quickly and messing with the taste.
No stress. Consistent temperature, consistent extraction, and that means
A consistently delicious cup of coffee. Okay, I'm sold. But hold on. Before we get too carried away, let's break down exactly how all these features work together.
yeah, let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Yeah. to create that perfect brew.
Let's just do it.
Okay, so buckle up, coffee lovers. Things are about to get technical and tasty.
They are. So we've talked about how important consistent temperature is, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Got to have that for good extraction.
Right. And now let's talk about how Simplify's choice of Triton
Oh, yeah, the Triton.
actually helps with that.
I'm curious about that because, like most brewers I've seen, they're usually made of glass
Yeah, glass is common.
or metal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what makes Triton so special?
So think about it this way. Glass is a great heat conductor,
Oh, okay.
meaning it loses heat really quickly.
That's not good for brewing.
Not ideal. Right. And then, metal, while it can retain heat better,
Yeah, metal's good for that.
it can be prone to like dents and scratches,
Oh, yeah, true.
which over time can actually affect its performance.
Right, so it's like, it's a trade-off.
It is. It is.
So Triton, it's kind of like the Goldilocks of materials then.
Yeah, I like that analogy.
It'll lightweight,
Right way.
and it keeps the heat just right.
It's like the perfect balance.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and remember that pseudo double wall design we talked about?
Oh, yeah, with the air gap.
So that air gap combined with Triton's insulating properties,
Okay.
it really creates this like stable brewing environment,
So, like, even if I get distracted in the morning,
which happens.
which happens a lot, let's be real, and the coffee sits for a bit,
Yeah, you're still going to have a nice hot cup.
that's a game changer for sure, especially for someone like me who's always running behind.
But let's be real, a brewer's lifespan,
Yeah.
it's not just about like avoiding a few scratches here and there.
Right, like, what about the overall durability?
Exactly.
Nobody wants a brewer that's going to crack if you bump it the wrong way.
No, absolutely not. And this is where Triton really shines.
Okay, how so?
It's incredibly impact resistant.
Oh, wow.
So you can like confidently toss it in your bag.
Okay.
If you're going camping,
Take it on a trip.
take it to the office, whatever.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, without worrying about it breaking.
Okay, so it's tough, but wouldn't that double wall design make it kind of bulky?
That's a good question.
I'm picturing, like, this massive thing taking up my whole counter.
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
It's surprisingly lightweight.
Really?
Only around 60 grams. That's like lighter than most smartphones.
Wow, that's impressive.
So they've really achieved both durability and portability, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's a good combo.
Yeah.
All right, you sold me on the brewer itself.
Okay, good.
But what about the filters?
Ah, the filters.
Because I've spent way too much time in the past
Oh, I feel you.
searching for, like, specialty filters for different brewers.
Yeah.
So is Simplify going to add to my filter frustration?
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
They've kept things simple
Ooh.
by making Simplify compatible with standard Kalita Wave 185 filters.
Okay, Kalita Wave 185. Those are easy to find, right?
Easy to find.
And I actually really like those filters. They make a nice, clean cup.
They do.
But why do you think they chose that specific filter?
That's a good question. It's not just about the convenience.
Oh,
Remember we were talking about even extraction?
right, yeah.
So the Kalita Wave 185, it has a flat bottom design, which promotes, you guessed it, even water distribution
Across the ground.
across the ground.
So it's like a perfect match for Simplify's whole focus on maximizing flavor.
It all comes together.
Yeah, it all ties in. I like
It
that.
does. But before we wrap up this whole Simplify discussion,
Yeah.
let's go back to something we touched upon earlier.
Oh, okay. What's that?
Remember we talked about Highlander Coffee?
Yeah, the exclusive distributor here in Singapore.
Right, and how they're known for being very selective
Very
of
selective.
the products they carry.
So why do you think they chose Simplify?
It's a good question, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they have this reputation
For quality?
for quality
Yeah.
and for, really focusing on bringing specialty coffee to a wider audience.
Right. So maybe they saw Simplify as a way to make hand brewing less intimidating,
That's a good point.
especially for beginners.
It's definitely got that approachable quality to it.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
But it still delivers that control and consistency that more experienced brewers would want.
Exactly. And, let's not forget,
Yeah.
Singapore is a fast-paced city.
Oh, for sure.
So that convenience factor.
Yeah, can't overlook that.
It's huge, right? So I think maybe they just saw that Simplify
Yeah.
really hits that sweet spot between quality, convenience, and accessibility.
That's a good point. But I'm still a little curious
Oh, tell me.
about what specifically drew them to it.
Yeah. What was that one thing?
Yeah, like, was it the Japanese design aesthetic?
Oh, could be.
Or maybe they were focused on sustainability.
That's possible, too.
Who knows, right?
It's fun to speculate, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Maybe it was a combination of factors.
Right. Or maybe they just saw it and were like,
This is it.
This is a game changer.
You got to have this.
You got to bring this to Singapore.
Yeah, exactly.
But ultimately, I think their decision to carry Simplify really does say a lot about its potential.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so we've learned a lot about Simplify.
We've gone deep.
We've gone deep. From its design...
to those thoughtful features.
And those thoughtful features, yeah. So now the big question is...
hit me with it.
Would you switch to using it?
Ooh, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? So, we've really journeyed through, all the ins and outs of Simplify the Brewer, right?
We have, yeah.
We've seen how it tackles those common hand brewing frustrations.
Yeah, like the temperature, the pouring.
All of that.
And even, we've talked about why Highlander Coffee chose it.
Exclusively for Singapore.
Yeah, as their exclusive offering.
Right.
But now for the ultimate question.
The big one.
Would you actually, switch to Simplify?
Knowing what we know now.
Knowing everything we've talked about.
That is the question, isn't it? The big decision.
It is, yeah.
And with any coffee decision, it really depends, right?
On what you want.
On what you prioritize.
Yeah.
So let's imagine, two scenarios.
Okay, I like scenarios.
Scenario 1, you are all about ease.
Okay, I relate to that.
Speed is key. Mornings are hectic. You hit that snooze button a few too many times.
Guilty as charged.
But you still want that good cup of coffee.
Oh, yeah, you gotta have it.
In that scenario, Simplify is practically waving at you.
It's like, come here.
I'm the answer to your prayers.
Yeah, 30 seconds, you're out the door.
Delicious coffee in hand?
No compromise.
No compromise.
Okay, I like it. Scenario 1 is looking pretty good.
All right, scenario 2.
Get me.
You are the coffee enthusiast.
Okay, yeah.
You love the ritual of hand brewing.
The precision.
You weigh your beans. You perfect your pour.
You got your gooseneck kettle, your timer.
You're in the zone.
In the zone.
Now, in that case, Simplify might feel like a shortcut.
Yeah, like you're missing out on something.
Like you're not really, experiencing the coffee.
I want to be hands-on.
I want to experiment.
Yeah, totally.
Play with the variables.
But even then, I think there's something to be said for what Simplify represents.
Yeah, what is that?
It makes us think about, do we always need all that complexity?
That's a good question.
To make good coffee?
Does it always have to be this complicated process?
Yeah. Can simplicity actually be its own form of elegance?
Ooh, that's deep.
I know, right?
I like it.
I think it's thought-provoking.
It really is. And that's what makes this whole Simplify thing so interesting.
Yeah.
It's not just about the brewer itself.
It's about how we approach coffee.
It makes us think about our relationship with coffee.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I think the best brewer is the one that makes you happy.
It's the one that fits your life.
That gives you that satisfaction.
Exactly.
So whether you're, totally sold on Simplify, or you're sticking with your go-to method,
your pour over, your French press.
We hope this deep dive has given you some new things to think about.
Yeah, a fresh perspective on the world of hand brewing.
Because that's what it's all about, exploration and discovery.
Keep learning.
Keep brewing.
Keep that coffee curiosity alive.
Exactly.
And who knows, maybe our next deep dive.
Woo! What will it be?
We'll uncover another game changer.
Another innovation.
Something that shakes things up.
That's what we're always on the lookout for.
So until then, happy brewing, everyone.
Happy brewing.